Hello everyone, it's Roy here from IZODS. Today we're taking a very quick look at a special edition Montblanc LeGrand that some of you may have missed. So which pen is it? It's the Montblanc X Naruto special edition. Released in 2022, it was a collaboration to reflect the 20th anniversary of Naruto. Now, for those that aren't familiar, Naruto is a Japanese manga series by Masashi Kishimoto. So if you're a manga fan, you're already ahead of the game. The pen is the LeGrand, so it's a pen that a lot of Montblanc fans are obviously familiar with. A couple of LeGrands here, so the classic gold trim and then platinum trim. So it's based on this pen, a pen that's been around for many decades, but it has a slightly different look to it. Starting with the outer packaging, had its own special branded box. Even if you're not a manga fan, it's quite an eye-catching design. But onto the pen itself, let's take a look. So it comes housed in the usual, in fact, they've obviously changed this for the Eco style box now, but at the time of launch, this was pretty much the standard Montblanc presentation box. But the pen itself is quite an eye-catching beast. Probably most obvious is this very bright orange clip. There we go. And as we come round, you'll see again in that same orange, a really bright engraving of Naruto in his classic pose. I'm personally a huge fan of this pen. It was only available directly via the boutiques and a few other select retailers, so it wasn't something that was kind of available across the whole Montblanc retailer network. And you don't see that many of them come up in the grand scheme of things on the secondary market. But I'm a big fan. The trim is ruthenium coated, which I think works really well. I think if it had gone and been the brighter platinum coating, I don't know, it wouldn't have worked with the overall design. The barrel's really interesting because although it's black resin, as people are familiar with, it has this engraved cloud pattern. It's quite a subtle engraving. It's quite difficult to actually capture on camera. It's quite a subtle engraving. I'll include some photos for you as well so you can see. But yeah, it's quite subtle. It doesn't affect the kind of comfort when writing. Sometimes you get a pen that's quite heavily engraved, but actually you can rub your hand and your fingers across this and not, unless you're particularly trying to, you can't really catch the feel of it, so it's quite a subtle engraving. The cone is metal and obviously ruthenium plated again, which is a nice touch. There we go. And you get this, the kind of continuation of the flash of orange at the base of the nib. The nib itself has an engraving which, if you're a Naruto fan, you'll be familiar with. It's the village hidden in the leaves symbol, which again, I really like it. It kind of adds, I think if the whole nib was just ruthenium coated in one tone, that would be nice, but actually this kind of gold symbol in the middle of it really works. Obviously it's the classic LeGrand size 6, number 6 nib, so nothing new in terms of nib sizing or anything like that. But yeah, I really like it. It's not a kind of dramatically different pen, but I think these little flashes of colour work really nicely. I like the engraving of Naruto on the cap. Personally, I use one of these. I like it because the LeGrand has always been a pen that I find very comfortable to write with, but this just has that little something different about it. It kind of sits for me between the kind of standard resin offerings and then the more obvious, bolder metal ones, pens like the Geometry and things like that. So I like it. It kind of flies under the radar in many ways, but with those little flashes of colour, it's you can't really compare it to any other Montblanc model, which I think is really good. These are a little harder to get these days. Some Montblanc retailers have still got them physically in stock. I had a look on the Montblanc UK website this morning, and they haven't got any for sale online, but there's still a couple of boutiques that had it in stock. And I say we've had maybe 5 or 6 of these over the last 12 months or so, but they don't come up very often. Anyway, it's a really quick look. There's lots of information available about these online, but yeah, if you just take a kind of look in comparison, you can see the difference. Yeah, I really like it. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. I hope that proves useful, and we'll catch up with you again soon. Thanks ever so much.